we have New Zealand facing off against France in the first/second losers bracket match. So pretty interesting matchups last week. France and Finland. France managing to pull a couple points off of Finland, but Finland still having a pretty strong roster, so overall taking the win. So you've got Kasumi-sama, Suni, Monstrata, Full, Basto, Kitska, and Realmus for Team France. And New Zealand getting a bit of a rough opponent in USA last week. They did get close to the odd point or two, but ultimately USA was able to get the 5-0 sweep. And they have Kasumizawa Miyu as captain, TB Sakamata 1, formerly known as Oxy, Wetham 77, Starwide, Sips and Nashiro. Sorry. See, I think this might be an interesting match. I don't think I've ever seen New Zealand face off too much in previous World Cups, as they didn't really have like a full-on team in prior years. They had a team last year, but unfortunately weren't able to qualify. And we know that France has had quite a roster transition from last year as well. So seeing a bit of New Zealand, they seem confident, so maybe they can pull a couple points. Who knows? You know, you could even see an upset, but France is going to be quite a tough opponent for them at the same time. So we have DT2 as the first ban for New Zealand, which is not surprising at all. I sort of figured they would ban along that DT Hard Rock. Only thing I would say is I would have almost expected them to ban DT3, as it is the fastest DT out of the pool. And I know a couple of the New Zealand players definitely aren't a fan of the DT. And France gonna ban Hidden 2 and pick Hard Rock 1, so probably an expected pick from France. They definitely have capable Hard Rock players, Suni for instance. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the lineup for New Zealand. Seems like we've got our lineup set up. It's just a matter of the third France player. My guess is that we might see, Monstrata. And so you've got Suni, Monstrata, and Basto for France, and Kasumi, Nashiro, and Sakamata 1 for New Zealand. The clash of the Kasumis. Looks like we're going to get started. Kasumizawa just taking a second to load in. Oh, looks like we're already a fair bit in. So yeah, no one missing in the early game. A little bit of backdrop from Nashiro, but yeah, the maps. Oh, Sakamata 1 did miss actually. 20 combo in from the looks of things, or about 40 rather. Nashiro are going to find an early miss as well, and it is to be expected a little bit. I know New Zealand doesn't have the strongest lineup of high AR players, but who knows, it is only early game, and you know, if they can hold combos well, Basto going to find a miss for the French side as well. if they can hold combos for a while, then maybe there's a chance, but it is a proper France lead in the early game right now. And yeah, Monstrator and Suni gonna hold FCs right now. Sakamata, last combo for New Zealand, has just gone down, which is quite unfortunately. And yeah, looks like Suni and Monstrate are still holding those full combos, and this is probably the most FC friendly map out of the Hard Rock pool, I would say. In terms of the picks, so yeah, very dominant pick out of France first up. So who knows? We might see the reverse sweep, and we're gonna find a team miss from France coming into the bridge of the song. Nashiro and Suna get a trade, but it's just very strong advantage for France, like close to 200k. So I think it's kind of hard to make back at this point in the matchup, but I mean, it's not over till it's over. Suni having a bit of a rough time in this back end. Yeah, not too much to say for this back end. Monstrator Full making up another combo along with Basto, and yeah, about a 3, not quite a 300, but not too far from a 300k score difference. I think it's about 250, 260k difference. And yeah, France just able to run away with this first pick, but it is only the start of the match, and we might see something out of New Zealand in the next pick. I mean, they do have pretty much all of the no mod pool open, and they still have 2 hidden picks, so we might see them go no mod, we might see them go hidden. I would probably predict a no mod pick out of them first up. And yeah, very strong performance out of France to start with. And not a fun map to play when you're half asleep. That is something I could probably agree with. And Hidden 1 is going to be the first pick out of New Zealand. So this one, the XCON custom map, and I believe it's the one, possibly the first XCON map to be in a Osu Catch World Cup. So yeah, seeing an old legend come back. Yeah, I did give the hidden pool a little try earlier this week, and I think this is probably the most fun hidden map out of the lot. Obviously I'm not much on hidden, but yeah, I think we're gonna see quite a fun point here. We should be getting it in. We should be starting soon. First good locks are in the chat, so we might be starting now. And yeah, the command is in, and we will be starting. And it looks like France doesn't have their first point registered, but it is 1-0 to France right now, and this week being best of 11 instead of best of 9, the teams have to get 6 points to win instead of the usual 5 from the round of 32. which means we do have expanded pools on Hidden and Hard Rock this week. Yeah, maybe we see this sweep happen. I am seeing a lot of sweep, and I was quite scared of this map when I heard that bell first time playing, because the last map I played with that bell was quite terrifying with him, but this one wound up being very fun. Yeah, everyone's stable for the first 100 combo, and this is all notes, so no act to drop yet unless there's misses. And yeah, we're just going to see a flickering score. Oh, Suni missed! Early miss, and I wonder if they actually have their full team, because I don't think I've seen their full players. I don't know if this is the hidden roster that they generally go with. Oh, Starboy gonna miss as well, and France all round just having a higher miss count right now, so that's really gonna benefit France. But it still is early game. They are running off to an early lead. Wetham with the only real combo right now. Soon you're gonna find another miss. Trade with Wetham, and yeah, it's looking again to just be a very good pick for France. Even though it was New Zealand's pick, and Suni trading again, this time with Sakamata. Oh, another miss out of Starwhite as well. Wetham the only one with combo right now, and double SS coming from France right now. Monstrator and Basto are popping off a little bit. And yeah, Mons is out of Starwhite as well, so bit of a rough start here. There's still a chance, but with those two full combos, that chance is going to evaporate pretty quickly. A little act drops, but maintaining the FCs, both with the 99.89%. So, oh, Basto's going to find a miss, but they need quite a few more misses at this point, as it is about 150k point difference. And with Monstrator maintaining so well, with Suni's combo back up above 400, and Sakamata with the only combo right now for New Zealand side, France is looking very poised to take this pick. And yeah, double miss out of New Zealand again. And that's just the thing, sometimes when you find yourself out of rhythm on Hidden, it can be so hard to get back into the swing of things, so hard to build those combos back up, and we might be seeing a bit of that, mixed with, you know, the odd nerves or two. Yeah, it can give you a really rough time, especially on Hidden. And Monstrator looking very strong, still maintaining that FC, 99.92, just a single droplet miss. And yeah, this has become very quickly unreachable for France, as with 200k point difference this far in, they need to see a disconnect to actually take this point, unfortunately. Yeah, Sakamata down. No combos for New Zealand right now. Everyone going to miss for France's side. Everyone's sort of coming unhinged a little bit, falling apart a bit at the end. I think Monstrator only missed an extra node or two, because his AC hasn't really dropped that far. But yeah, very strong performance from France yet again, taking it by about 296,000 points. And yeah, just the two miss out of Monstrator and the droplet miss. So yeah, very solid performance. And yeah, everyone else well above 10 misses. So I think it was just that one play that made such a huge difference. But yeah, with France, 2 scores over 900k, and the pick is back up their alley. It is still early game though, only 2-3 picks in. Like, we are still very early days, and there's definitely points that they can take. I think I'd see France probably just going back to Hard Rock, or maybe going to like DT or something. I'd say we might see Hard Rock or DT3, possibly Hard Rock 2, as it does have certain spacings that can be quite tricky with Hard Rock, especially if players aren't particularly well versed. Like if it's not their primary mod or something that, you know, they didn't practice like 100 times in the week, it can be there are those start pads that can catch you out quite a bit. And there it is, Hard Rock 2. I was suspecting that one. But yeah, quite a nice map. Tokyo Takedown, mapped by Ken. And yeah, misses on this map are going to be very punishing, as the map's only around 800 combos, so yeah. And there are quite a few memory notes here and there, quite a few things that you have to time properly. So, you know, you can find yourself missing 100, 200 combo in, 400 combo in, 500. And then you can still safely get a fair few combos, but definitely a lot of practice to be, you know, to just sort of eliminate those forgetful misses. Yeah, being on the big stage, there's always going to be nerves. Biggest tournament of the year for Catch the Beat, so yeah, nerves are always to be expected. And we are going to see good locks in the chat, and we are getting started. I am sort of wondering if France has just come in here with a 3-man roster. I can't remember who they actually had in the lobby. So it seems like they've got everyone except for Kasumi-sama. So they are currently performing without the captain. So I suppose that's why we see Suni as the surrogate captain in this instance. And yeah, we'll see if there's any of those misses. I can tell there's a little bit of nervous movement. Misses out of Monstrator, Kasumizawa, and Nashiro, and now Sakamata 1. And yeah, this part in particular, very, very missable. And we're gonna get into the first sort of combo section, and we'll see how players go here. There is the odd thing that could be missed here a fair bit. Mainly the sort of stacks, I think, but the rest of this shouldn't give players too much trouble, I think. Nashiro going to miss again. So yeah, a little bit of struggle out of the New Zealand side, but I know they're not massive Hard Rock fans, so that is fair. And yeah, Suni's still with the FC. Oh, he dropped just before I finished that sentence. Basto maintaining the double S, so yeah, France definitely having those 1 or 2 players just performing really well, and that being a massive difference maker throughout the song. Yeah, very solid performance out of Basto right now. Basto and Monstrator both doing well. Suni getting his combo back up. Sakamata at a 400 combo now, fighting for his team. And yeah, it's just very, very unfortunate. And no FCs left for the France side, but yeah, Hard Rock picks like this can be especially tricky sometimes. And we are seeing that in full force right now. Very calculated pick from France, I'd say. And they will take their 3rd point on this pick. So I'm sort of wondering if we'll see the other hidden come out of New Zealand now. Maybe they might try to make something out of hidden 3, and we might also possibly see the no more pool as well. Yeah, very solid performances out of Basto and Suni, only missing 3 times apiece. Both getting pretty good combos, but that's what I find. It's if you have a low miss count, like somewhere between 1 to 3, there's a score range around 950 that you tend to hit consistently, almost regardless of where you miss, unless it's like within the first 50, 100 combo of either side. I suppose there's even a chance we might see a mix mod come out, but I'd imagine New Zealand probably feel a bit more comfortable towards no mod or hidden. Maybe no mod, considering the first hidden was a bit rough, and mix mod 2 is what we'll see come out. The low AR pick, Monster Siren, Dosole's Holiday, and I think this is an Arc Knights. I think this has an Arc Knights background. So it'll be interesting to see the lineup that New Zealand goes with in terms of who will be there. I think Nashiro might be their hard rock player, and then we'll probably see either Starwide or Wetter. Well, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure who the hidden pick will be. I'm half thinking they'll probably go maybe Wedham on hidden and Starwide on no mod. And we will see Realmus come in for the first time. I'm guessing Realmus come in to fill that void with the low AR hidden, perhaps, or maybe the no mod. I'd imagine we'll see Suni stick with Hard Rock, as he is quite a good speed mod player, if memory serves me right. Well, memory of the last pick anyway. Yeah, this one quite a tricky map with Hard Rock in particular, as there are a lot of harsh jumps, a lot of pixel-like patterns, a lot of pixel jumps, fair few memory notes, nightmare fuel. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Hard Rock players go on this. I think this is the one I'm most interested to see teams play out of all the maps. And Suni and Nashiro both going to trade there. Looks like Nashiro had the odd miss less out of that one, actually. Wedham also finding a miss on hidden, so yeah, seeing Starwide doing pretty good right now on no mod. He's going to miss, but that was traded by a real miss, so it's quite close at the moment. I think the main difference here is going to be Basto, as Basto just doing that hidden combo a bit better than Wedham right now, but it is still not that far difference. 80k can be made up very quickly, and we will see that in this sort of later end. Gonna find another miss out of Wedham. So now, they're probably going to want to see a few France misses. Nashiro and Starwide both comboing right now. Starwide starting to build up. Nashiro, going to find a miss right there. And Starwide going to miss as well. Real miss finding his rhythm a bit. And Basto really doing well on the low AR hidden for this. Suni going to miss, but it's going to take a little bit more in this back end. They're going to need to essentially FC the end and have France just break hard. And it's becoming very quickly unreachable as France just found the caffeine in this run. And yeah, this one a very tricky map, especially for Hard Rock and hidden. Like, being low AR in your hidden pick, but then being weirdly spaced in some aspects and harshly spaced in other aspects for your Hard Rock, just kind of makes it a very tricky map to play. So yeah, scores a bit lower on the Hard Rock side compared to the Hard Rock picks, obviously. Yeah, just high scores all around for France in this case. Aside from the no mod, Starwide getting a 2 is quite a solid performance. Just beating out Real Miss, but unfortunately France having that strong mod performance. Basto with the 1 miss on hidden. That might be one of the better plays we see this weekend too. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what France goes with now. I think they have like a fair bit of open pool ahead of them. We might just see them go Hard Rock 3, you know. They know what they know what they can trust themselves to pick well. And it is currently 5-0 to France. Yeah, it is a bit of a dire situation right now, considering they have the pick as well. But, oh wait. 0-4 to France. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That caught me off guard for a second. I forgot they had first pick. Oh, that bamboozled. And yeah, seeing Hard Rock 3 is not surprising. The Rockma map polygon, quite a well-known song, I'd say. And yeah, it's hard to say whether this one or Hard Rock 2 is trickier. They both have elements that can kind of catch you, like there are the doubles in the middle that are sometimes very easy to just slightly move off of and miss, and then in the back end there is that odd anti-flow with that slight hyper jump in the middle of them, which can sometimes be a bit weird to try and hit, can throw your catcher off a little bit. And then you've got the funny wiggles at the start, but they're not really what I'd say the funny wiggles at the start aren't really all that challenging. I'd say they're more fun than anything, but it's just kind of a cool way to see, you know, wiggles mapped out. And yeah, we will be getting started very shortly. Yeah, here we go, we are getting started. And who knows, maybe this could be the start of a comeback. You never know. Yeah, this is a very, very fun song. Very nice song. And Realness with an early miss. I think Sibs and Nashiro, just Sibs actually had an early miss as well. Sibs going to elect to go hidden on this as well. Sakamata 1 gonna find a miss there as well. And if you're nervous, wiggles are very, very tricky to play sometimes. As we all know what happens when you wiggle with nerves. You get the shakes and then the notes start flying away. Yeah, France looking pretty good in the early game. I'd say they're pretty relaxed at the moment, having quite a large lead at the moment with the 4 points. And yeah, here will be interesting to see who does and doesn't miss, and Real Miss going to find a miss on one of the doubles, because yeah, it like I say, it can be quite easy to miss the doubles there. And Real Miss going to find another miss there, but Suni and Monstrate are playing very well right now. And yeah, just proving, you know, it's not a good idea to underestimate France. They might not have their 22 roster, but they still have a strong roster this year. And yeah, three-way miss out of New Zealand in this backhand. Yeah, having a bit of trouble with some of these anti-flow patterns. But picking up a bit in the stream, and yeah, you can see there, the anti-flow is just so easy to just come unstuck on. And yeah, no FCs left on France's side. I do believe they must have also come unstuck a bit on those anti-flow as well. But yeah, pretty good scores for France all around. Hitting, you know, your 960Ks. Realist did struggle a little bit, but not being too much of an issue as he still did quite well, outperforming one or two of the New Zealand players as well. And we will see the definitely can be proud of that performance. It's just a bit of an unfortunate turn of events with the France victory, taking the win 6-0 in a sweep. So yeah, France, probably a bit of a confidence boost that they would want going into their next match. I believe our first condition will start next week as well, so France can just relax for the rest of this weekend now. And yeah, unfortunately, this will be the departure for New Zealand from this tournament, but doing quite well to make it into the round of 32, and they gave it their all, so definitely can be proud. Definitely can be proud of their tournament performance. And it looks like we will see France going on to face the loser of 32. So not an easy match next week, as next week they will face whoever loses the Italy-Germany match, and both of those teams are quite strong, so they will have their work cut out for them, but they did quite well in this match, so yeah, it can be quite an interesting match next week. We'll have to wait and see. And we still have the Hong Kong-Indonesia match left as well. So hop on over to our A stream and try and catch the last few minutes of that. I believe they are in their next pick very soon. And until then, I believe that will be it for us on the OSU Live Stream 2. Thank you all for watching. Hope it was a blast for all of you, and I will see you on the other OSU Live channel.